I'm going to give you the gold standard for sleep. As I tell all my clients all the time, this is the gold standard. You don't have to do it all. Try one thing tonight. Try adding one thing to your routine that can help you better regulate your sleep patterns, and then start to add to it, and then add to that. So the gold standard for obtaining a good awake sleep cycle. The first thing you should do is pick the low-hanging fruit. So again, just like with the person that is weak and they need strength and stability, I'm not going to throw them in a very difficult workout program because they're going to fail and they're going to get hurt worse. So when you're trying to sleep better, what is something that's easy and the first thing you could think of that is impeding your sleep? Is it kids in the bed? We may have to make some changes in the family dynamics, maybe a family effort. Are there pets in your bed? Gonna have to get them out. Do you have a snoring spouse? Their habit and lack of health cannot trump your need for good sleep. They need to make their health a priority or get out. And I'm speaking from experience, and I'm not the snorer. But if someone else is preventing you from sleeping, that has to be dealt with. So first, pick the low-hanging fruit. What's preventing you from getting a good night's sleep? Start there. Next, when we're talking about your mental and emotional health and well-being and the nervous system and stress and anxiety and all those reasons people come to me to try to help them reduce their stress, we have to address the issue of stress, because you can't remove yourself from every stressful situation. You can't not go to work tomorrow. If you're in the midst of a relationship turmoil experience, you can't just walk away. So you can't, if you're operating at a high level of intensity with your nervous system and you're up here, like imagine a rung of a ladder and you're on rung 10, you can't expect your body to be at level 10 and jump down to level 1 and calm down and go to sleep. It's not going to happen. Your body doesn't work that way. So we have to learn how to regulate our own sleep and sleep train ourselves. We do it with our kids. We need to do it with ourselves because we're just big babies. We just get bigger. We don't really learn a whole lot more. We have to regulate ourselves. So if you're up here, if you're functioning at a very high stressful level, what can you do at the end of your day to start helping you walk down the rungs of that ladder to where your nervous system is ready for sleep? Because if you jump in bed here and try to make yourself go to sleep, it's going to be very irritating for your nervous system because it's not down here. And that's why you stay awake for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. And by 6 a.m., you close your eyes for a little bit, but that's not sleep. And another thing he talks about in that sleep book is medicinal intervention and alcohol intervention is not regulating sleep. If it makes you sleepy, that's not sleep. So that is a conversation he has in that book and does very well with it. 2 hours before bed, we're going to start walking our way down that ladder and negotiating with our nervous system to allow it to be in a place where it desires to go to sleep. 2 hours before bed, dim the lights in the house. Reducing the amount of input you have in your visual cortex is telling your brain, do I need to be awake and go and do and be? Or there's less sunlight, there's less input into the eyes. I need to start calming down. So dim the lights around the house 2 hours before bedtime. No screen time 2 hours before bed. Again, it's going to be very hard for some of you, but if you are searching and striving and crying out for help, mental, emotional, physical pain, this is a huge contributing factor to getting sleep, which makes you be able to get healthy. If you have to leave your phone out of your room, the sleep studies in that book prove and will show you why looking at things on your phone, your iPad, even reading on your iPad, detrimental to the brain, detrimental to the immune function, detrimental to your sleep. So no screen time. Stop eating 2 hours before you go to bed. If you eat, what has to happen? Digestion. All the systems turn on. Body says go, do, be. So eating is a huge regulatory factor in that awake sleep cycle. So these are all habits you can start doing to negotiate with your body to start being ready to go into sleep. A cooler room is better. So lower the air, make it cooler in the house. It's better to sleep in a cooler room. Snuggle up under the covers if you have to, but it's better for your body to be in a cooler room. You will get better sleep, better rest. Pick a specific time to go to bed and a specific time to wake up. And during times of chaos and mayhem, and when you don't have a real schedule to follow, that may be difficult, but do it anyway. Set your time you want to go to bed, set the time you're going to wake up, and stick to it, because again, it helps you regulate that system, that circadian rhythm, to where if you start doing these other things and you're negotiating with your body and you're working your body towards sleep, it will start to regulate itself and become natural, and you'll desire to go to bed and you'll be sleepy. Naps can be an issue. If you're not sleeping well at night, you need to not nap. Just like a baby, when you're trying to cut those naps out because it's more detrimental than beneficial, keep going, keep moving, working on a project, doing something to keep yourself awake so that you can maintain that awake sleep cycle at the right time, going to bed and waking up. If you have no problem with going to bed and waking up at those times, then naps can be great. They can be hugely beneficial. Alcohol, avoid it. Sedation is not sleep. That's what he says in that book. Sedation does not equal and is not equal to sleep. Sedation by alcohol and that calming effect you think it may give you, and also sleeping pills. And he talks a lot about the detrimental effect that long-term use of sleeping pills has. Those other systems, nutrient and minerals, completely depletes it and is bad for you. Create a bedtime playlist. So using music to help your body regulate. We know how it feels to walk into a room when our favorite song is playing, what it feels like in our body. So when we're functioning at the level up here of 10 of stress and anxiety, if we were to put on calm and relaxing music to go to sleep with, it's going to be aggravating to the system. It'll actually make things worse because your internal regulatory system is up here and you're playing music that's down here on this level. It will become an irritant. So create a music playlist that you play as you're doing all of these things to get ready for bed. The first 3 songs, higher, more beats per minute, more exciting, just more energy. The next 3 songs start to work their way down. The next 3 songs are even more calm. The next 3 songs are right before you go to sleep. And then you've communicated with your body through your auditory receptors. So we've worked on the visual with the light. Now we're going to work on the auditory with our sound and tell our body and communicate to our brain, which communicates to our body, oh, it's time to calm down. So these are things you can implement today that will help you start to sleep. So music is one way we can help ourselves down regulate our nervous system. So after implementing music, we need to implement some other method of communicating to our physical being that it's time to calm down and breathe. It could be 10 to 15 minutes of yoga, reading, meditation, whatever outlet you choose and you enjoy, do 10 to 15 minutes of it. 5 to 10 minutes of it, whatever you can do, and whatever it is that you enjoy, find some way to communicate to your physical being another rung of negotiation to calm down. You can't just jump in bed up here and expect to go to sleep. Body brushing. Body brushing is another technique and tool that my clients use on a regular basis, as I do as well. Helps the lymphatic system on so many levels, but one of the results that they have is they're sleeping through the night better because their lymphatic system is working better, which makes all the other systems of the body works better. So you can sleep better. So doing something tactile to your body also tells your body, I'm intentionally taking care of you. I'm doing something to help you. There's another great book called Surgery is the Greatest Placebo. Amazing book. People getting knee surgeries, not getting the surgery, getting the little incision, but they're coming out as good or better than the ones that got the surgery. And it's all because of standard of care. They're separating themselves from their life for a few moments. They're caring for themselves. So doing something to care for your body, and even doing it with your partner, doing these things together and doing things intentionally to help each other, communicate a level of care that is hugely healing and beneficial. So body brushing is great. More videos of that on my YouTube channel. Abdominal massage. We've talked about the organs a little bit. We haven't gone into much of how the immune system works, but in that fight or flight system works, when you are rushed into fight or flight and your body's saying, I need to fight or flee, the blood rushes from your visceral, from your gut to your arms and hands and legs so you can have the energy to move and go and flee. That is going to create a process and a habit of lack and deficiency in the gut. When it comes to C-section and body image and scar tissue, doing your own abdominal massage is hugely beneficial. Coming back into contact with yourself, showing yourself that you love your body, doing something for it. I can't explain how beneficial it is. Abdominal massage on yourself. And to do that, you can use oils, essential oils. And using essential oils, another good trick to do to train your body for sleep. We know when we walk into a house and there's food that's cooked only at Christmas or any other holiday that you find enjoyable, you smell that food and immediately you feel peaceful, you feel loved, you feel happy because of a smell. Same thing with the negative. If you smell the cologne of X that wasn't a good experience, you're going to immediately feel bad. So use an essential oil every night. If you're dealing with mental and emotional and physical struggles, use these patterns of behavior as deposits for good and training your body and mind. Use the same smell for 7 days in a row, 2 weeks in a row. Put a little bit beside your nose. You can put some on an eye mask. You can use that oil to massage your belly with, but continually using that same smell as soon as your brain takes that information in through the olfactory nerve process, then it's going to say, this is time to sleep. So we're coming down another rung on that ladder, getting closer to where our body is comfortable going to sleep and relaxing. What you can listen to, binaural beats, guided meditations. There are many amazing free ones, and I'll have some on my YouTube channel as well. Guided meditations, sleep apps, having someone read to you on an app. Now, just be careful with that because I tried that one time. I've tried all these things. Trust me, I do all of this stuff I'm talking about. But I did listen to Matthew McConaughey once for the bedtime story reading thing, and his voice did not make me feel sleepy. So cautiously and intentionally choose someone that will make you relax. If that's something that you like, you may not want to listen to anyone read words. Music may be better. So pick the music that is appropriate for your sleeping. So that's sleep. That's the gold standard. You start implementing all those for 7 days in a row. I would love to know your results. If you're not sleeping well, try those things and let me know how it works for you. And that is going to give you a huge boost in your healing mechanisms and your recovery from pain. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about exercise and a few other external interventions because they are definitely beneficial. We know exercise is good for us. It's not, again, none of this is rocket science. It's just that we need to be able to know how to do it. And the more we know, the better we can do. So this book is The Brain's Way of Healing, another book chock full of pathology, disease that people overcame with the right care and the right standard of treatment. And this is just a study on Alzheimer's. In 2013, that pressing question about walking and Alzheimer's was answered. Walking was a key contributor to a very simple program that reduced the risk of dementia by a staggering 60%. If any drug could do that, it would be the most popular talked about treatment in medicine. The breakthrough study was done in the United Kingdom, and what they were looking for and what the results of the study showed, exercise was the most powerful contributor to decrease risk of both general and cognitive decline in dementia. Exercise, if you're on the search, if you're on this journey of health and well-being, you have to move. Again, whatever capacity you choose, and then add to it when you can. Do what your body says yes to. And this story is about a lady that had multiple surgeries, again, near and dear to my heart, for endometriosis and other health issues, several surgeries, meaning she is getting scar tissue on top of scar tissue on top of scar tissue. That's preaching to the choir. This is what I have dealt with for over 17 years, an issue that it relates to me. And that's why I like these books, because you will, if you're on a healing journey, you will find something in this book that you can relate to very specifically. But with this client, what she ended up doing that got her relief, because nothing else worked, she ended up using low light laser therapy. And that's what this whole book talks about, is her experience with laser therapy. And this practitioner, I was becoming convinced that lasers were rapidly healing all sorts of things that could not be healed: cartilage, badly torn tendons, ligaments, and muscles. So if you've had several abdominal surgeries in your past, but you're coming to me with hip pain, and I'm finding what the things that I'm doing, they're just not quite working. Getting deeper into your health history, what type of surgery have you had? What type of scar tissue do you have? Then it's absolutely imperative you do your own abdominal massage, and I can teach you how to do scar tissue release. But laser therapy in this situation was one of the key factors that helped her stop having abdominal pain. So she had to do another form of therapy that got her the best results. And it's all about the journey. You have to keep looking and find the answer. And in this book, he goes into a lot more detail about light therapy for mental and emotional distress and disorders, and music therapy, other forms of healing that people found because they kept searching. So that's the key. Keep searching. And I have recently done a podcast with a music therapist that you have to listen to, especially if you have autism in your family. That guest was diagnosed in her 30s with autism, and music is a huge part of her healing journey. Meditation, yoga. When my clients ask me, should I try? My immediate answer is yes. Try all the things, because you don't know how your body is going to respond to that stimulation that may promote you and open the door to your own healing. Can we rely on external intervention for healing? No. Again, it's big picture, all of it. But keep looking at things, keep trying things that help your body calm down, that can set the pathway and then momentum forward for you to heal on all levels.